Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This look is meant to be David Bowie from his Aladdin Sane album artwork cover. Yeah. It's actually the second David Bowie look I've done now. The first one I did was when I first started making videos on YouTube, and so I thought it'd be time to do another one, and I've had plenty of people request this particular look, so I thought I'd do it. The first person who actually requested this particular look, though, is the Sophie Loves You 22. They requested this one first, so thank you so much for being the first person. And yes, thanks for the request, rather. So that's it, really. It's a super fun look to do. I'll say that now. I had so much fun doing this. So if you'd like to see how to recreate this look, stay tuned. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is block out my eyebrows. So I'll pop a link here to one of my previous tutorials. So if you just watch the first few minutes of that, it will show you how to block your eyebrows out, just in case you don't know, just so I can save some time up in this video. So I'm going to block them out and get back to you. So there we are. So now my eyebrows are all covered in wax and spirit gum. I can start on the foundation. So I'm going to be using a Kryolan TV paint stick in 1W, which is their lightest shade, just because I don't want to go white. I want it just to be a really, really, really pale skin tone. Just apply that all over your face. I wouldn't so much worry about the neck. It seems in the photos that he's got this pinkish tone after all the contouring's been done, and it seems to stop at the jaw, so we'll see how it looks as I go on. So I'm going to apply that all over my face. Just be particularly careful when you apply it on the eyebrows, just to dab it rather than stroke it so you don't lift up any of the wax. There we are, and just before I powder it, I'm going to take the 9W Kryolan TV paint stick, and I'm going to apply that in the areas that I want contoured, so down the sides of my cheeks, and I'm going to go down the sides of the nose and in the corners of my eyes here, just to bring it all together, and maybe my temples. You'll see where I apply it, because I'm not going to blend it until I've shown you. Okay, so you can see the shape I've gone for. So I've gone straight down the nose to make the nose look a lot thinner, and I've curved it off over where my eyebrow should be, or my eyebrow is rather, just hidden, just to make it more rounded. And I've also done some cheekbones, but I've also done this area here, you know, like the very masculine pout. Even though this look is androgynous, you can't take that away from David Bowie's face, can you? So we'll go for that. Then what I'm going to do is now, once I've got that, I can just start blending all these colours. The idea is these need to blend outwards, these need to blend downwards and inwards, as for these as well, outwards. So we want the areas that aren't blended to be the clean, and it will make them look more prominent, basically. There we are. And I should mention the reason I'm using the TV paint sticks is because, one, I'm a guy, so I've got stubble I need to cover, but two, it's just the coverage is so good that it's a cream, basically a cream foundation, that's what you could say. It's like applying concealer all over your face, which, yes, it is very heavy, but it really is great for theatrical looks. But it's up to you guys, whichever you find more comfortable with. As long as you've got that light shade and a dark shade, you can start contouring. So, anywho, now that's done, I can powder it with some Grimace translucent powder just to set it all in place. There we are. So now I'm going to take my sleek contouring palette, sorry, my sleek blusher palette in 366 Pink Sprint, because it's got this really, really gorgeous pink in it. Now the idea is I'm going to be fairly heavy with it, I suppose, but I'm going to use it as a contouring colour as well, because he's got this really pink hue all over. So I'm going to apply that really lightly all over where I've just contoured, basically. I'm going to eventually spread this out all over my face as well, but it needs to be particularly heavy on these lines. So going to start lightly pulling it around the face, just so the whole face has that pink hue. There we are. So now I successfully look either embarrassed or sunburnt, one of the two, so yeah. Then I'm going to take the same pink Sprint and a fluffy brush, and I'm going to cover all of my eyelid with it, smoking it up just to where your brow is hidden, where that part is. But I'm going to make it particularly heavy just on the outside of the eye and on the inside of the eye, going down the nose and following on. If that makes sense, you'll see what I mean. Okay, then I'm just going to apply a highlight, which is I'm just going to be using a white M.A.C Eyeshadow in gesso, just because I want to bring out the centre of the nose and the cheekbones, and I haven't really got anything lighter than the shade that I've got on now. So, so I'm going to go down the centre of my nose, just dabbing it on, and then I'm going to do my cheekbones, and I'm also just going to put it just on the brow bone, or the new brow bone. So basically the edge, where your eyebrow is, the edge of it. So then we've got the fun part, the lightning bolt. Now, this is completely up to you guys how you do it. I'm doing it freehand with a really sharp angle brush. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people feel more comfortable using tape and or holding cardboard up and straightening it on. I prefer doing everything freehand because I want to know where it's going, what it's going to end up looking like, and I mean, you can always take it off and apply it again if you make a mistake. It's up to you guys. But for the colour, I'm using a Snazaroo watercolour in Fuchsia Pink. And the reason I'm using this colour, and I was going to go for a bright pink, and you'd say Fuchsia is bright. This one isn't really. It dries almost reddy, which is the hint of tone I'm going for, because it's this kind of orangey, reddy, pinky tone. So, I mean, I'm going to do this, and if it needs more pinking up or yellow oranging, if that's a word up, I'll just apply some more of that colour over the top of it really lightly. So, yeah, so if it's too pink to start off with, don't worry. So I'm just going to start off with by tracing the line that I want, the baseline, because I can colour inwards. There we are. So for this bit here, just take your, if you're using what I'm using, an angle brush and some colour, the pink colour, just taper it off in lines like this, just so the colour pretty much stops there, just where your eyebrow is, but it needs to be like a jagged line. And I am actually going to put another colour over the top of this just to make it look a bit more redder. So I'm going to use Snazaroo red watercolour, but only really a light amount. So I'll just literally be running it over once and that's it. That's better. So it's a lot more reddy, pinky, and it's got that oranginess to it as well. So yeah. So when I've done that, I'm going to take some Snazaroo black watercolour, and I'm going to take my angle brush again once I've cleaned it, and I'm going to go all. It's going to be quite fiddly, I think, all the way down this line here, down this line here, and here. Okay. There we are. So once I've done that, I can take another Snazaroo watercolour. This one's in electric blue, so it's like a really nice shiny dark blue. Not too dark as though it hides the black line, we don't want that. So, whoops, so I'm just going to apply that very thinly, probably a centimetre or so. The idea is you apply the colour and then taper it out so it blends out completely, but you'll see what I mean. Then to blend the colour outwards completely, just before it dries, take a clean brush and you can just pull the colour ever so slightly outwards and it will start blending it in. So make sure the blue tapers off here as well, just pull it downwards. Oh, I should mention I've made the colour as it gets to the tips, it gets smaller, the blue. So it gets thicker then narrower. And then I'm going to apply some mascara to my top and bottom lashes. This is Maybelline's Colossal Volume Express mascara. For the lips, I'm going to go with a Revlon number 424 Amethyst shell. This is really light pink. Not like intense pink, but when it applies it goes on really smoothly and it just gives that nice hint of pink. And the lip shape we're going for is a fairly full bottom lip. To be honest, I don't think there's anything particularly special about the lip shape, really. A fairly full bottom lip, I'd say, though. Sorry, I just went ahead and added a bit more pink to the contouring just to make it a bit darker, because from the photos it really shows how much pink is on there. So yeah, I've just literally gone over there in the temples again. For the hair, it needs to be back combed quite big. So it's got this whole bouffant going on at the front, isn't it? And it's flat down the sides, and it's like a mullet, really, isn't it? I suppose. So I annoyingly have not got any red hairspray, so I'm going to be using orange hairspray. So I'm going to be using red, but really lightly, just so hopefully it will come out orange. We'll see. And also, just when the hair's up, I can see through better. But I'm going to extend this pattern into my hairline as well, just so we don't see where it ends. And now I'm naked. And not really. Don't worry. I've just bottoms are on. It's fine. So I clipped in some hair extensions that I've sprayed red, even though it should be orange, but it kind of looks orange on the camera, I guess. Yeah. And I've got, yeah, so extensions at a shoulder length. Now, the reason I've got my top off is because I'm going to be applying, he's got this splat in the shoulder, where the shoulder blade is in the neck, this area here that's dribbling down that looks like gold, so I'm going to be using some Graftobian powdered metal and then mix it with the Magic Set, again Graftobian, and the idea is when you mix it together it makes this gorgeous like liquid gold metallic, it's just awesome and it reflects light so wonderfully. So I'm going to use that. The idea is I'm probably just going to, no, I'm not going to do this, I'm going to do it freehand actually. I was going to let it run down, but it'll probably go too fast. So I'm just going to sketch the shape that I want with the gold and then just colour it in. You don't need too much mixing medium with this, to be honest. You only need a tiny, tiny bit of the Magic Set and it will go a long way. And before I apply it, I know I've already mentioned, but in the photos he has this completely two tones here. So the face and the body doesn't match up, so I'm just going to try and stay as true as I can to it. To be honest, if you wanted to match it up, you could. You just, I mean, you don't even have to take the foundation down. You could just powder your body with that pink. But, anyways, back to this. So I've just done that sort of shape as if it's running down. It's just sitting in that crevice you have there. Yeah, you see how it's shiny with the light. It's so shiny and pretty. I then popped in 2 green contact lenses. Not that you really see his eyes, but there are a few alternate photos of that look where his eyes are wide open and his eyes are really bright green, so I thought, yeah. And I know I've answered it in a lot of my other videos before, but just in case you guys are interested, I get my lenses at camoeyes.com now. My contact lenses at camoeyes.com. I'll pop a link in the description bar below just in case you guys want to know where you get them, where I get them from and stuff. So that's it, that's my tutorial. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked it. If you like it, make sure to, you know, rate, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye.